So when it comes to building programs in the fitness space or health space, a lot of people talk about building better programs. I'm going to add more features, I'm going to add more benefits, I'm going to add more things to make it more valuable. Kind of like going to a grocery store, putting more things in the bag and saying this bag is now worth more. Okay? The thing is, your program doesn't really matter because person A and person B will perceive your program totally different based off of initial conditions. Let's say person A pays $10,000 for your program and person B pays $0 into the same program. That program is perceived totally different. Okay? So, one of the biggest levers that you could pull to get people to perceive your program as being something that they actually want to commit to emotionally, logically, okay, and commit so much time and so much effort and actually go all in on this is how you onboard people. Once I changed my onboarding, okay, my retention increased after my program ended. Okay. I had people who wanted to work with me after that initial period of, let's say, 3 to 5 months was over. Okay. I had less refunds and less disputes. My client success rate shot through the roof because people were emotionally invested. Okay. And a lot of other benefits. I got more clients as well because these success case studies were funneled into my advertising, okay, and into my content and stuff as well to get more clients. So, how you set up the first 10% of the interaction dictates the last 90%. Okay, so we're going to jump into today my onboarding fitness SOP, what I'm doing with my clients, and what I do with myself to make sure number one, we have the most emotional commitment. Because at the end of the day, your program doesn't matter. What matters is how committed these people are to achieving and committing to your process. You're not there to hold their hand in the gym. You're not there to say, hey, no cookies at dinner. You're not there to say, hey, stop eating. Okay. You're not there at 6 a.m. to get them out of bed, to get them to go to the gym. Okay. At the end of the day, it's up to them to have the level of commitment. And you may say, oh, after they pay me, it's out of my control. Okay. You can only lead a horse to water. You can't make it drink. But you can, what if, okay, you pumped the temperature up in that room that horse was in, that horse would probably be thirsty. So that whole thesis of, oh, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink is incorrect. There's always something that you can do to make your clients more successful and more committed to your process. Okay. So we're going to jump into onboarding and how you can do this to gain the most emotional commitment and not logical commitment. Okay. So pretty much what most people are doing is they're giving, let's say, sending an email. They're saying, hey, here's an email with steps, or hey, here's me adding you to a back end where you're going to do this 1, 2, 3. And for the most part, it's all logical. It's like, hey, here are your logical steps for what you're going to have to do. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Okay. But the thing is, you're not setting yourself up emotionally to gain more commitment after they've paid you. So what we're going to go through is this step. So what I do is this is a templated document that is actually in my free school community. You can get it totally for free of what you're going to be presenting to your clients. Okay, so this is after someone has paid you money. You're then going to present them a document like this. Okay, so what this looks like is you're pretty much showing these clients after they've paid you what to do, how to act, the characteristics of what they're going to have to do. Okay, so what I simply do is I tell them, I say, hey, listen, there's people who are in my program who get success, and there's people who don't get success in my program. Okay, you tell them this straight up. You may say, oh, that's not good. You should say everyone gets success. That's not true. Okay, there's two types of people who join my program, and you say there's one person that gets success. There's the superstar, and then there's the loser. Okay, you're walking them through the characteristics of the superstar. Okay, tell them how to act. You're saying, hey, this person thinks objectively. This person understands the entirety of the process and knows that success is not overnight. You're not going to lose 30 pounds in a week. Okay. This person does not make excuses. This person believes in delayed gratification. Okay. This person knows that I'm only here to assist in your vision. I'm not here to build it for you. I cannot care more about your goals. I cannot care more about you losing 30 pounds than you care about losing 30 pounds. Okay. And when you're going through and you're sharing this stuff and presenting this stuff to them, you're kind of subliminally gaslighting them. Subliminally. And you may say, oh, this is a bad thing. But you're pretty much telling them at the end of the day how to act. You're telling them this person believes in delayed gratification. So let's say in 3 months from now, they're like, oh, results are slow. Hey, listen, this process takes a lot of work. You're going to have to wait. Okay? This process is not an overnight process. They're going to be thinking about this in the back of their mind. Okay? So you're also hedging yourself against them complaining. You're hedging them, you're just setting the proper emotional expectations off the jump. Okay? You're then telling them this person always takes responsibility for everything in their life. This person does not blame others for their circumstance. Everything positive or negative in their life is because of the decisions they have made. Okay? So pretty much what you're doing is you're saying, hey, this is on you. Okay? This is on you to get the success from here. I cannot care more about your goals than you care about your goals. Everything is on you from here. Put in the work. Don't make excuses. You're saying this person gets success and this is what you're going to have to do. And then now you're telling them the opposite. You're saying, hey, what is the characteristics, the mindset, the emotional expectations of the loser? Okay? The loser thinks subjectively. They don't look at the larger picture. They'll base their actions on how they're feeling in the moment. Okay? This person believes in false claims and thinks that people get rich from overnight ideas or secrets that take them from 0 to 100 overnight. They believe that it's one shot and not several shots over time. These people believe that you go to the gym a couple times and get jacked, not every day for 5 years. They don't believe in patience. They don't believe in delayed gratification. This person points fingers and tries to blame others other than introspecting and finding what they can do with the resources. And you may say, okay, this is a little bit much. But at the end of the day, okay, think about how many clients that you've served or people who've come back to you and say, hey, the results are slow. I'm not liking this. This is, I wanted results faster. What's going on? You can say, okay, are you 100% putting in the work? Okay. And why are you externalizing? Okay. This is hedging yourself against that risk and you're setting the proper emotional expectations that they're going to have to put the work in like it should be. Because this is a fitness program. This is not a done for you in the gym holding their hand. Okay? Tell them this loser archetype asks 0 questions and they believe they already know everything. Okay? These people quit easily. Okay? So if they're coming to you and they're saying, oh, I want to quit. Okay? They're going to be thinking about this in the back of their mind. Let's say they come across a little bit of resistance. Let's say they're like, oh, this is taking a long time. They're going to be thinking of this loser archetype. Okay? So you're kind of subliminally gaslighting them into success. In my opinion, I don't think it's a bad thing. Okay? Because at the end of the day, we're helping people get success. We're helping people get in shape and get healthy. And if that results in us potentially showing them what the downside is so that they can only act in the upside behavior, then I am willing to take that risk. So then they will get success and they will be healthy and love themselves or whatever their goals are. Okay? Cool. So what you're doing is you're presenting this to your clients. Then you tell them, I've gotten several people to join the process with me and who have gotten great results and people who've gotten horrible results, and the differentiators are listed above. For example, I can give someone a roadmap and a full tank of gas. Still, several people will still not be able to make it to the destination. I have to lay this expectation that everyone I work with from now on makes a commitment to themselves and me that they will commit to the superstar role. Okay? And you get them to say, I am committing to the superstar role. Emotionally getting more commitment from them for the superstar role. Okay? I also include here a little personal commitment that they can sign off on so that they have it in paper for them to go through. Okay? So something for them to reference back to, that they will commit to fully, wholeheartedly, that they will try their best to represent a superstar, that they're not a quitter, that they work relentlessly, that they understand that this process has worked and brought results for several others, and it is up to me to utilize this process to the best of my ability. Okay? I'm worthy of success and I deserve to reach my goal, X fitness goal, whatever they fill in. I will take the necessary action steps to reach my goal. If you can get them to personally, not like sign off, but like make that commitment with you there, okay, that is a ton of commitment leverage. That person is going to stay much longer compared to someone who's just sent an email with, hey, here's your program. Hey, here's how to track calories. Okay? The more commitment we can get, the more important. Okay? And then after you've done all of this commitment from them, you've shown them the upside, how they're going to have to act. You're going to show them the downside. So then this is haunting them in the back of their mind if they're feeling any of these, oh, I feel like I need to get success quicker or whatever. After you've done all of that, you're then going to go into the logic. Okay? You're going to tell them how they're going to communicate with you, what they're going to get from you, all of this stuff. Okay? Pretty much what I do. So, for example, this is the example that I use for myself. Okay? But a fitness example would be, for example, number one, how you're going to communicate with these people. So then from here, you're just going to give the logical next steps after you've done the emotional stuff. Okay? Most people will just do the logical, but the emotional is important. So number one, you're just going to say, hey, what is the communication going to look like? Okay, so all personal communications are done through WhatsApp. Give them a time frame on how long you're going to usually respond. Okay, tell them to only respond on that channel. Okay, say if you need to respond, or tell them if you respond to me over WhatsApp, or you shoot me over another communication channel that's not your designated communication channel, that you will not respond. Okay, you have a life. You have to be the person who's, yes, you're there for your clients, but it has to be to an extent. Imagine the boyfriend who's dating the girl who's always there for his girlfriend, and hanging out with her 24/7. Okay? This guy is disposable. This guy is a commodity. Okay? At the end of the day, you cannot always be there for your client. Your clients will perceive you as being someone who's not busy. Okay? Someone who's not servicing other clients. And they will view you as being less of a status figure. Okay? So I tell my clients, I say, hey, listen, I am honestly, I have a packed schedule all the time. This is true though. I'm not bullshitting when I say this. I have a packed schedule. Okay. If there's an emergency and you need to get a hold of me, you can shoot me a text over another channel, only if it's an emergency. Okay. But send me a text on the channel. It will take me 12 hours maximum to respond. Okay. Other than that, maybe 5 minutes. Okay. Tell them what they're getting. Okay. Are they going to get access to a back end? Okay. Is that a back end of a school community? What kind of access are they getting for that? Okay, where are the events? Okay, are the events all listed in the school? Where are they happening? Okay, where is their programming done? We do kahunas for our clients for programming. Okay, when are the check-ins done? Are the check-ins done weekly? Are they bi-weekly? Are they monthly? What do those look like? Okay, when are the group calls done? All that sort of stuff. Okay, so just tell them logically kind of how everything works. Okay, this stuff is important, and how you're going to do this is you're going to still have to set a boundary for this. Especially with communication. When I was servicing a lot of low-level clients, they'd be hitting me up all the time. To be, in my, texting me all the time. Oh, what about this? Can you get me this? Can you hurry up with this? Blah, 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 blah. Okay? And it's because I didn't set the proper expectations that hey, listen, I'm busy servicing other clients. I will respond to you when I can, but you don't have I'm not giving you the ability to just spam me. I'm not your, slave that I can just be at your pure disposal. Okay, because people do this and they will take advantage. If you give them an inch, these people will take a mile. Okay, and then after this, you're going to go through all this logical stuff, get them onboarded, show them how everything works, make sure it's 100% clear, ask them if they have any specific questions logically. Okay, and then after this, I gain even more emotional commitment. I show them client results. I say, hey, listen, and you may say, Ashton, this is a little excessive, these people have already paid you. No. If you have an opportunity to sell people more, always take that opportunity. You're going to show them client results. John went from fat and overweight to losing 30 pounds. Amy did this. Chris did this. You're going to show them these client results. Show them a before and after state. Show them before and after photos. And then you tell them, you are next. I want to include you in the results section here. Make a vow to yourself that this is possible, and you will do everything in your power to win. So all you're doing right here is, instead of you putting the blame of, oh, I'm going to do all of this for you and I'm going to do all of this for you, you're putting everything on their shoulders. You're saying, hey, listen, you have everything you need to succeed. You have me, okay, to answer questions, to guide you, to do the check-ins, to do everything for you. You have the program and the process, okay? You have potentially other resources, okay? And you just have to execute now. And you have to do this for the entirety of the program. And if you can commit to this, you will get success, okay? And if you go through all of this, and if you just take this template that I put together for you, it's in my free school community, and you include this in your onboarding, you will see drastic changes in your client retention, in your client success, and even just like clients haggling you. I hate when clients, it's just like, over texting, or they call you out of the blue. It's like, yeah, like they are your clients, but just because someone has paid you money doesn't mean they have the ability to just treat you like a commodity and that you're available for them whenever. Okay? Then if you were, then your frame would be totally gone. And I always find that the clients who pay the most, who have the most emotional commitment, because money is a reflection of emotional commitment, that those people will actually treat you the best. It's the lowest paying clients who treat you the worst. So you have to do this with, in my opinion, especially the low leverage clients who paid you the least, but do this with every sort of client that you can do it with, okay? Because you have to set these expectations off the jump, okay? So this is pretty much the basic overview of how to go through onboarding. The last thing I want to talk about is when it comes to onboarding, one of the biggest mistakes that I see people make is when they're in, like, let's say when they're selling, for example, okay? They will sell the dream, right? They'll sell this massive dream of, why they should join your program. This program is so amazing. Everything is so awesome. Okay. And then they'll get on a call and then they'll say, hey, this is now all on your shoulders. Okay. You have to have some sort of resonance from the sales call to the onboarding, because those calls happen right after each other. If you're saying one thing on the closing call and then you're saying something else on the onboarding call, people are going to feel icky inside. So on sales calls, I'll even tell people, I'll say, hey, listen, this process is hard. This process is difficult. Okay. This process does take a lot of work. And honestly, for a lot of prospects, it's refreshing for them to hear that as well. Okay. You don't want there to be massive differences between those calls. So on my sales calls, I will say a lot of the things that I say in the onboarding, like, hey, listen, people don't get success with this. Okay. People join this process and they won't get success. Okay. Is this my fault? No. Some people just don't work hard. They don't ask enough questions. They just don't believe in delayed gratification. They want results too quick. I tell them this on the sales call, and then I'll tell it to them again on the onboarding call. Okay. And then the last point I wanted to make is when it comes to onboarding, what happens is when people, let's say, spend money, let's say they dropped $3,000 on a fitness program. What happens 24 to 48 hours after is they'll get buyer's remorse. Okay. And buyer's remorse happens, usually they'll start to doubt things, they'll be on the fence, and then they'll start looking for small things that they can then turn into big things. Okay. So it's not that your program is bad or anything. It's just that they feel slightly uncomfortable about the decision that they made. And this usually happens 24 to 48 hours. Okay. So it's like if you look at someone and you see a piece of, or a little bit of mustard or ketchup on their face and they're talking, you're now going to focus on that piece of mustard or ketchup on their face and not listen to anything they're saying. And the same thing happens with onboarding. Okay. Or in that, post 24 to 48 hour period where they'll get buyer's remorse. Okay. They'll look for negatives. So then they can say, it's this thing I just don't want to join right now, or my wife, or they'll just say excuses. So what happens is when this happens, you got to get to this onboarding call as quickly as possible to then set the more emotional expectations and then sell even harder. Think for yourself, if you're a fitness or health coach, how many people who join your program, okay? And then after, they'll maybe ghost you, or they won't talk to you for a little bit, or they'll shoot you a text and be like, hey, I can't go through with this. Right after they've paid you, then they'll ask for a refund. Okay, so this even adds to the thesis of why you need to make sure that you have that resell of the onboarding in there as well. Okay, and then the last point I wanted to just briefly talk about. This is something that you can do if you're a high level person. If you're pretty much selling, let's say a higher ticket process. Or you have an ascension, or you're already running, let's say, decently large coaching business, okay, where you have a ton of clients, what you can do is on this onboarding, people are most likely to buy again as soon as they've bought something. Okay. So what happens is a lot of the times we think that, let's say, from month 0 to month 12, so this is the course of 1 year, okay, we think people make buying decisions like this. Okay. They make a purchase here, make a purchase here, make a purchase here, and then make a purchase here. Okay. This is what people think happens. Okay. In reality, what happens is over the course of a year, people will buy like this. Okay. They'll buy within, let's say, a month, and they'll be in a buying window. Okay. So as soon as someone buys something, they're most likely to buy something soon following after that. So if you're on an onboarding call with someone, okay, you have the highest probability of closing them for an upsell on that onboarding call as well. They are already emotionally committed. They already just paid you money. And if you notice a problem that you could solve or an offer that you could give regarding that problem, that is the time to make it. Not in a week, not in 2 weeks, not in 2 months, not at the end of the program once they've gotten success. That is the highest probability time where they have the highest level of commitment off the jump after the onboarding call, where then you can present to them a potential upsell. Okay. So think about it like this. Let's say you're selling a marathon. Okay. You're selling, you just sold a marathon to this girl, let's say named Amy. Okay. She just wanted to buy a marathon and she bought entry from you for $200. Okay. Instead of you going and selling her just the marathon and being like, oh, I'm done, you then identify that she's in a buying window and that she needs running shoes. She needs, a little, runner shorts. She needs the thing to hold her phone on the side of her arm. Okay. She needs all of these things that she can get because she's in a buying window, and that those products can be available to her because she's running that marathon and she potentially needs these things as well. Okay. That is a lot smarter than you being like, oh yeah, maybe I'll offer it in a month. If you go and offer it to her in a month, she'll be like, hey, I already got everything I needed from the smart businessman down the road who sold me everything because he identified I was in a buying window. Okay. So if you're on that onboarding call, remember, you have the most commitment from these people. Okay. These people have tons of commitment to you. They've already paid you money. You've resold them as well. If you notice a slight problem, at least give the offer. Okay. Even if you do have an upsell offer where it's something that you could offer to them, at least present the offer. You don't have to hard sell them. You don't have to hard close them. Present to them the offer, and they'll most likely give you a yes if they have that issue or they have that problem because of what I talked about here with the buying window, as well as the commitment that we gained from going through with this. Okay. So that is everything I wanted to talk about regarding onboarding. All of this stuff is in my free school community. I talk about a bunch of high level stuff. I talk about how to scale with this. I implemented this process within over 10 coaching businesses in the past 2 months who are doing roughly around 20 to 30K a month. And the thing is, these companies, a lot of these companies, let's say they're spending, for example, let's say they're spending, $3,000 a month on ads. Okay. But out of that $3,000 a month, they're churning 20% because they don't have a lot of emotional commitment. You're spending money to then just be in the same place every month. Okay. So once I implemented this within 10 of the companies I worked with recently, okay, this churn rate went from 20 within a lot of these businesses to less than 1%. Okay. So then all of these marketing efforts and all this ad spend went directly on top, and it just compounded and compounded. And now a lot of these companies are doing a lot better. Okay. So I specifically work with health businesses, gyms, in-person personal training studios, as well as online fitness coaches. So if you're in the health space, go. I'm offering a few free calls as well. If you go in my school community, I also have my Calendly. Go book a call, and I'll see you on the other side.